What's up? What's up? What's up, fam? Day 9 of our purpose challenge. I can't believe we're going to be going for 40 days, y'all. Pray for me. It's going to be amazing. I think it's also a challenge for me too, as much as it is for you guys. And so I just hope you're being blessed by this. I hope you're finding some thought to this and some inspiration. But today, yesterday we're talking about we're created for God's pleasure, and today we're going to talk about making God smile. Again, I think everything is connected. There's one central theme flowing through the pages of this book, but I want you to stay with it because the transformation happens as you're giving it daily thought. The transformation happens as we're thinking about these things daily and talking about them. And so today we're talking about making God smile. We've talked about the fact that God, He created us for His glory, and also for His pleasure, and understanding that we have to live with purpose, or with a purpose to make God smile, that's just so heartwarming thinking about that. Because I think about, maybe a relationship, being in a relationship with someone, you always want to make that person smile. You want to make that person happy. And so when we're thinking about our relationship with God, our creator, the one who created us for His purpose, there should be that central theme of, I wonder if God is happy or smiling by what I'm doing. I'm even thinking about that now, by me sitting here and recording this thought. I wonder if it makes Him smile, but I think it does. And so what are you doing in your life to make God smile? What are you doing? I know there's some people who, they volunteer, they do charitable things here and there, but most times they do it for themselves. But are there things in your life that you're doing for Him to make Him smile? Do you feel like, when you're doing this, He's smiling? I personally think that, He's smiling right now, and that makes me smile. That makes me happy. But when we're looking here in this chapter, we see the man Noah, who was a man who, in the world that was broken, fallen, and he decided to make God smile. God was proud of him. God was happy with how he lived his life, because making God smile is about making God the priority. It's about prioritizing God, the things of God, everything God, making it a priority. A lot of people make themselves the priority, whether it's, things that they want to do for themselves, their personal projects and all of that. But how about thinking about making God smile with you? God, what is it that you want me to do? And so when we think about in this text and in this chapter, the author brings about the life of Noah, and he talks about how Noah made God smile. Noah loved God even in a world that was broken, fallen, things were going. Everyone was unrighteous, but Noah lived for God. He loved God, and that made God smile. God was able to be proud of him, and God chose him to save the world through him. So think about it today. Is it important for us to focus on everything that is going wrong, or on what we can do as individuals to make God happy, to make God smile? So loving God supremely, loving God entirely, loving God wholeheartedly makes God smile. Also, just like Noah, trusting God completely is a way that would definitely make God smile. Because when Noah was asked by God to build an ark with dimensions that God gave him, which were crazy. I know a lot of people have tried to depict how massive this ark was, which contained animals of all kinds in tools and all of that. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-blowing to think about how the size of that ark was, but to think about the fact that Noah obeyed God completely. Are you able in your life to obey God completely? Trusting God completely and then obeying Him wholeheartedly. So it wasn't enough. Noah did not just end at trusting God, but he also obeyed Him. So many times we can say, oh, we trust, but do we obey? There's a song that says trust and obey. So if you trust God, then you should obey Him. When we trust Him, as the author says, and we obey Him, and then we are giving Him praise and thanksgiving, just like Noah, who when God had finally brought him out of the ark with his family and all the animals, the Bible says that Noah offered an offering and a sacrifice to God. What does that mean? That means that Noah, even though he was in there, he still had the faith, he still had the trust, he still knew that I'm not going to die in this ark, I'm going to go out. And when he got out, he gave Him praise, he gave Him thanks. And so many of us, we can find ourselves in situations which are tough, which we believe that, oh, God is letting us go through this. God is, we're trusting Him and we're obeying, we're staying faithful. But sometimes we lose our joy in the process. We lose our faith, we lose our hope, and then we get disgruntled. But if you can keep your joy, if you can keep your hope, at the end, when you are brought out of that situation like Noah, you're going to find yourself praising God. You're going to find yourself giving Him thanks. You will be like, oh my God, I knew you were going to bring me out. I knew you were going to bring me out. And that's the attitude that we should have. The Bible talks about Jesus. It says that Jesus, who for the joy that was set before Him, Jesus Christ knew that the Father was not going to abandon Him with, despite the fact that He carried the sins of the world and He carried His cross. He knew that the Father was not going to abandon Him. And so He knew that there was, even though He was in pain and He was crying and He was in agony and anguish with that cross and with the dying and with the suffering, He knew that there was going to be glory at the end. There was joy at the end. So He stayed focused. And that was what we see here, even in the life of Noah. So Noah, at the end of it, when God brought him out of the ark with his family, he gave God praise, he gave God thanks. And so that's the attitude of, those things make God smile. They make God smile. Do you love Him wholeheartedly? Do you prioritize Him? Do you trust Him? Do you trust Him? Do you obey Him? And are you living an attitude? Do you have an attitude of praise, of gratitude towards Him? And then another part that he says that brings God smile is using our abilities to serve God. Not just sitting on our talents, our giftings, but using those things to show forth His praise, to show forth His good works in our lives, to show forth the skills that He has given to us. Those things make God smile. When God sees you in your element, using the giftings that He has given you to impact the people that He has put in your life, those things make God smile. So my question for you today is, what are you doing to make God smile? What are you doing to make God smile? And then what areas in your life can you trust God fully? What areas are you struggling with trust? What areas are you struggling with obedience? What areas are you struggling with joy and gratitude? But whatever be the case, I want you to look at those things and begin to say, God, I give you my giftings. I will trust you to use them for your glory. I give you I trust you in this situation that I'm going through. Whatever it is, I know that you're with me, and keep praising Him. Remember Noah. I want you to visualize a man building for 120 years, I believe, an ark, But staying on it, that is mind-blowing. That's unbelievable. But that man Noah made God smile. And there are many, many Noahs today. I believe you're one of them. I believe I'm one of them. I believe that God is looking for more and more people who are going to be like, Lord, I'm going to enlist to make you smile. And the more of us make God smile, it's really going to continue to make even our world a better place. Why? Because when Noah made God smile, the world was destroyed by water, but also there was still preservation. There was a remnant. Noah and his family were preserved. The nature, animals were preserved. And so when God can find people to make him smile, I know that instead of focusing on the evil, we're going to probably see more good come out in our world just because we made God smile. So let me know what areas in your life you're looking to trust God more, what areas in your life you're looking to make God smile. Share with someone this video. I'm sure that will make God smile. That was a giggle moment there. But what areas can you make God smile? Share this video, like, comment, let someone know we're going through this challenge, and I'm sure they are going to be happy you shared it with them. So I'll see you on day 10 of our purpose-driven challenge. I'm glad to be making these videos and bringing them to you, and so I hope that God is blessing you through them, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.